All right. Wow. Another win. Not a pretty win, but a win nonetheless. I want to say first and foremost that if you would have planned on the defense coming back like they did after last week, I don't know. You must be looking in some other crystal ball that I'm looking in. Because last week, it seemed almost like they schemed for the defense to just do whatever they wanted. I mean, even, Myles Garrett said afterwards, I thought they were going to do a little bit more than just keep letting them drop back over and over again. And to be fair, the Bears look pretty good today, against a non-Browns team. So to see the Browns defense step up like they did today, that felt great. I mean, I think we can maybe even trust them on a week-to-week basis now, just based on what I'm seeing. Now, again, Kirk Cousins isn't really, super amazing, but before we even knew what we were doing, we really held Patrick Mahomes down, which, is kind of looking less and less like a feat as time goes on because he's actually uh, struggling against a lot of teams, really. So I don't know what we should feel about that, but this defense is crazy. I mean, it seems like we're just collapsing the pocket over and over and over again. You had a lot of names coming up. You got Jock, he's in there doing his thing. McKinley stepped in a pinch and was doing great. Garrett came in. I mean, it almost looked like Clowney was actually a decent player for once. I mean, not to say that he's been like struggling or anything necessarily, but you hear all these things coming in like, oh, well, he played with these other great players and he was never that good, so why would Garrett make it any better? Well, I don't know. I mean, it seems like right now, anyway, he's sort of stepping into his own, and I think as long as he keeps playing the way he does, we could see him ride this out. I don't know. That's great. Now, on the offensive side of things, I just I can't convince myself too much more that Baker Mayfield is the guy. Now, we've seen him be the guy. For sure, we've seen him be the guy. Last year, I was very impressed by his whole cadence thing where he got people to jump off sides. Hasn't even done that one time this year. Last year, in a pinch, he was kind of like Baker the runner. If you remember, I call him Bird Legs Baker. This year, it's almost like they're designing runs for the guy. I'm not. I don't know. Am I missing something? We have plenty of people who can run the ball. I mean, plenty of people. None of them are below 6 feet. Aside from it looks like Baker Mayfield, I guess, is now one of the people we're going to list as our runners. And, he's doing this high step stuff and it's cute and whatever. He dove for that one. But no, I mean, he's not tricky. He comes up in front of a guy and acts like he's Demetric Felton or something and he just gets tackled. And I'm getting tired of seeing that because the guy can't throw. Like, very accurate. Oftentimes the most accurate quarterback in the league for spans. But what's happening here? The last two games, he's just sailing it on everybody. So many open people today. So many open people. I almost feel like I kind of feel bad for Odell Beckham at this point. I mean, he's doing his thing again, and he's really trying to show people, like, I'm coming back, and for all purposes, he might be actually competing for, like, a contract next year to show people what he might do once Cleveland doesn't want to keep him around anymore. But Baker's missing him. He's missing everybody. Over the head, behind the person, nailing people in the back of the head, the defenders in the back of the head. I mean, I think if Odell Beckham would have turned around, he could have probably tried to grab that before it hit the guy's head or something. He's good enough to do that, but he didn't even have time to turn around. But, there was a route where we had, I believe, Bryant running to the sideline, completely missed him. At the end of the game there, Odell Beckham completely open, missed him. Missing everybody. That one time when Kareem Hunt was just about to run up the middle and for some reason he threw it into the back of the defender, I mean, Kareem Hunt was looking and he was right there and he was open and they've run that play so many times. I can't understand what his problem is. I mean, after every game, he's like, well, I own it. It's on me. I guess I just have to practice throwing. Well, do it. Do it. Whatever you got to do it. Because right now, if I'm the manager of the team, I'm not sure what I want to do after you. But I don't think you is an option when we start losing people. When, in the future here, we have to start paying people and cutting people. And now we don't have this team that's young and blah, 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 so on and so forth. We can't always rely on the draft luck. It just seems like we need more out of this guy. And in this sample size, he's maybe had 2 okay games, 1 good game. But for the most part, last game, we should have just ran the table on that game. And he started out like missing his first 5 passes or 4 passes or something. I think he was 1 for 5. You can't do that. We cannot do that. I mean, our defense is great, and that's amazing. And they won this game for us. No matter what you say, they won this game for us. Like, we've got scores, and they were like these weird scores. I mean, luckily we got 8 points in the beginning. Otherwise, this would have been like a real clincher towards the end. We've all been standing there like, oh God, don't score again. But yeah, I mean, man, I probably have high blood pressure again after this first 4 games, just because it's so tough to just feel comfortable as a Cleveland fan at any given time, let alone during these last couple games. But the defense was very encouraging, and I think that our offense really, I don't know what the problem was today. I think most of the time we can rely on the running backs to be running backs, and they were. I mean, they were getting yards. Every time Hunt tried to go out to the side, he would get slammed, and that really wasn't working. But Chubb up the middle was a great strategy. That worked plenty of times. That Janovich catch, that was, kind of tricky. It was kind of like as soon as they said Janovich in motion, I was like, oh, Janovich, yeah. Janovich is the goal line guy. He's just our goal line guy for some reason. We got these amazing runners, but Janovich is our goal line guy. So that's where we're at there. But anyway, I guess now we're tied for the division lead with the Bengals. Does anyone remember years ago when ESPN would play the Cleveland Bengals highlights with circus music in the background? I don't know. I don't want to give too much credit to the Bengals because they played, not the greatest teams yet. But, I mean, wow. Like, what a weird season. I mean, you still got those people who are like, oh, the Steelers, because they got this coach and blah, blah, blah. No, Noodle Arm Ben's not going to get it done for you. I'm sorry you guys were lucky last time. You had 11 wins. It's just not going to happen this time. So, we'll see where that goes. But, man, feels good to be on top. See you guys next week.